All right, guys. So here we are, lesson 7, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. And most importantly, hopefully you're putting it to good use, and we're rocking and rolling from there, right? So today we're going to talk about 6 things that you want to work on every single day, right? As you know, basically we want to understand the broad picture of what it takes to be mentally tough and to make really good progress in your careers. And the next is how to kind of pull that together where each daily action that you're taking is backed by the same kind of operating system that's going to push it forward, right? Okay, so the first one here is clarity with your sense of purpose, right? And that one's pretty self-explanatory. You know, what are you trying to turn yourself into? You know, if you want to be the most popular kid at school, that's going to be different than becoming a number 1 tennis player. It's different than becoming someone who wants to go to Harvard for whatever. So you need to know, you know, the sooner you can start nail down what exactly it is you're trying to achieve, the easier it is to then find the actions that are going to back that up, right? And that's really what it's all about. Is like, you know, I remember that old iPhone commercial, the first one, but there's an app for that. Well, there's an action to back every single dream, but it helps a lot if you know what it is you're dreaming about and you want to be successful with, right? Okay, so as far as tennis goes, being clear with your sense of purpose is going to give you 4 very, very important things, okay? So before we kind of delve in, let's just talk about the 4 pulls, right? So what can pull you backwards in life? Well, you know, a bad experience, bad habits, meeting the wrong group of friends, certainly can take you away from your target, your goals, right? Okay, being pulled aside, same idea. You're getting distracted. You're going, you know, what was 20 hours of training is now 6 hours of training, but something's pulling you away from putting the type of time, dedication, and effort into the thing that's going to make a big difference, right? Okay, excuse me. Now, pulled forward, right? Your sense of purpose, your goal. We went through this last time. You're not going to get to the top of Everest without really wanting to be on Everest and packing all the stuff that you need, right? And then finally, you can get pulled through with resilience, right? So the stronger your sense of purpose, right, the stronger the pull forward is going to be, right? And of course, the more you really, really want something, the more it's going to be okay with you to deal with some of the adversity and some of the problems that you're inevitably going to hit, right? Okay, so yeah, just keep that in mind. And you know, when you practice, think about that. Hey, is something pulling me aside today? Is something pulling me backwards? Is this a tough drill? And is this a chance to work on my pull through, right? Okay. So number 2, you really, really want to work on your self-confidence, right? And the easiest way to think about it is, you know, where does it come from? You know, how do you build a machine that's really, really confident? Let me just grab a sip of my water here. And it comes from not neglecting the small daily disciplines, right? So you feel good about yourself. That is what confidence is all about, right? And the best way to feel good about yourself is to really go after things in life, right? Don't do average, do the absolute best you possibly can, right? Full effort. So not just a sprint, your best sprint. Not just a point, your best point, right? When you do that, when you really give everything you've got, when you really lay it on thick, you go home, you feel satisfied. You know, you know instinctively there's not a whole lot more I could have done. And then what happens, you start to build on that, right? You turn a good day into a good week. You turn that good week into a good month. And suddenly you look and you put together 2 or 3 powerful years, right? And your self-confidence is going to soar because you've actually achieved a lot of things, right? So you want to translate your problems, right? You're going to convert them into knowledge, right? I don't know how to beat this type of player. the work, the effort. I know how to beat that type of player now, right? So you're going to convert that doubt, you're going to convert those fears into knowledge, basically, right? So just little things like, I know I can be more consistent because I worked on it. I know I can last 3 hours because my fitness is excellent. I know I won't make a ton of unforced errors because I'm always self-correcting and I'm always working on doing that better, right? Okay. So the third thing that you want to work on every day is doing whatever it takes to be successful, right? So if you need to read the book, get the book, right? If you need to stay after practice, stay after practice. If you need to hit 50 shots to win a point, hit 50 shots, right? If you need to lose 10 matches in a row to learn how to implement a new skill, do it, right? But start getting familiar with yourself as the kind of person that's going to do whatever it takes, right? And what you're going to see, and just please don't compare yourself to these people, is people who leave straight after practice every day. They show up 2 minutes before practice and they do exactly 2 hours or whatever the practice time is, and that's the end, right? But the people who really want to get ahead are going to, stay an extra hour, go on the ball machine, do their sprint routine, take care of their bodies, arrange a second practice, but they're going to put a lot more time in than other people, right? Okay. So the next thing, number 4 on our list that you want to work on is enthusiasm, right? I feel like from an early age, you have to understand that the performer you, the sport athlete you, right? The tiger, the determined, the willing to fight for every last point, is not the same person that's going to go to church on the weekend or go sit at a wedding. You're not going to be ultra competitive for a piece of cake, for example. You're going to be polite, let somebody else go first. But as an athlete, you've got to bring energy, right? You have to be the person who, when you show up, is smiling, is bouncy, positive, pumping up your teammates. It's such an incredible thing because a lot of people don't know how to produce energy, right? And that's why they're attracted to and they like being around people who are energetic, who do have a lot of energy, right? But in order to guarantee kind of the long-term success of your enterprise, you really, really have to take it to heart to bring that ingredient with you, right? And then you're not just helping yourself. A lot of people, I don't want to use it selfish in a negative sense, but they don't think further than hey, that guy's struggling. If I pump him up, I can get more performance out of him, right? Okay, so we're not talking about fake enthusiasm. We're not talking about being an artificial person, right? I'm just talking about the kind of person who wants to be there. I want to do this comes through in your behavior, right? I'm willing to go the extra mile. That comes through in your behavior, right? If the coach is saying, I want you guys to do this, and it's oh God, that shows I don't want to do it, and it rubs off on the people around you, right? Okay, so I'm talking about actual enthusiasm, not fake, but hey, I'm really here, I've really got a purpose, I really want to keep the standard high, I really want to see everybody push themselves a little bit, and that's genuine enthusiasm, genuine drive, genuine motivation to succeed, right? And I think a lot of people they almost want to hide behind not showing that, right? Because a lot, there's not a lot of people going to match that. A lot of people want to be really, really at the top. So, you might stick out like a sore thumb when you're the person who is bouncy, who is following the coach pretty closely. But at the end of the day, if you're serious about your business, you need to be able to stand up for that value and be like, right, I'm here to work hard. I'm here to help other people out. I'm here to be an inspiration. But we're going to get it done today. We're going to put some effort in, right? Okay. So people respond very well to genuine enthusiasm, all right? And I think you'll find over the course of your life that, you'll get a lot of extra lessons, a lot of invites, a lot of inclusion in different things. If you're fun, if you're polite, if you're humble, you're willing to work hard, you kind of learned how to handle losses without throwing tantrums and going crazy. And you show in your personality that yes, you want to do well, yes, you want to work like crazy, but you also appreciate other people's time, and you're going to make sure your practice partners are well taken care of too. That's just a great person to be around. It works. Other people feel the energy. They don't feel like, hey, I gotta be careful here because this person's gonna hit only 10 balls in all day because they're trying to work on their new amazing fancy forehand. But it might not be worth it for me to go to practice because I'm not going to get you practicing, right? Okay, so keep that in mind. Enthusiasm, body language, how you present yourself, right? Number 5, expertise, right? You have to, your shots, your footwork is your technology, right? And so when you look at NVIDIA, you look at Microsoft, you look at this whole wave of AI that's coming. People are investing millions in making sure they have the best technology. If you go to Elon Musk's factory and you see those little robot arms building a car, it's a lot different than it was in the 1970s, 80s. The technology's come a long way, right? So you have to have a thirst to be at the outer edge of the skill set group, right? So, you just got to set that as a goal. Like, develop that standard in yourself. You settle for nothing less than the best, right? It doesn't have to be the best looking, but you really want high functionality, right? And then it sets the tone for wanting excellence from yourself. It's like, I'm the kind of person that's going to shoot for the highest level, right? So you want to have world-class fight. You want to have world-class consistency. You want to have world-class risk management in how you build your points. You want to have world-class touch. You want to have world-class power, right? And of course, millions more. I mean, I could write 100, but shooting for best in class there, right? Okay. And then number 6, right, something that you can work on every day is preparation, right? So before you start practice or before your match the night before, think about what you want to achieve the next day, right? The end result of every day going, right, today I want to really work on not missing a ball. I'm going to be super solid the whole day. I'm not going to go for any winners, but I'm going to work my butt off with my feet. That's that goal. Tomorrow I'm going to work on getting to net more. The next day I'm going to work on, and so you're choosing what choices you're going to kind of focus more on for the day, right? And then you end up at your matches with really good preparation. You're fit, you're strong, you're consistent, your fundamentals are good, your goals are quite nicely established, so it's not hard to choose between one thing or the other. And you're starting to master the thing that we call your process, right? Your method of getting ready and playing matches, right? So just something to think about. The skill set that you really want, right, is going to be at the end of the road. So if you're 11, 12, 13, 14, that vision that you have, you're on the way to it, but you're not going to be there yet, right? And sometimes it feels like it takes forever to get there. It feels like I'm never going to get there, right? To deliver the type of performance that you really want, to play those types of matches that you're like, wow, that was art, right? It takes time. It takes a lot of work to refine the process and the execution, the delivery in matches, right? So you need to be patient. That's why you do need to have a lot of belief, and you do need to get on a plan of like, I'm doing this because I want to, not because of mom or dad, till I'm 18, 19, 20, and I'm going to do it very well, right? I'm going to do it with a lot of excellence and a lot of perfection-mindedness, right? Okay. So being organized, let's just go through that a little bit, right? So prepare to have a good day the day before. Tomorrow I'm going to have a good day. That's what I'm going to work on. But you start setting yourself up mentally, like tomorrow's going to be an excellent day, and I'm going to put the effort in, right? Okay? Prepare for that 30-spot ranking jump. by choosing the right things to work on and then being disciplined in working on them to the best of your abilities, right? Make some choices. I want to see if being 10 pounds lighter or being 30-40% fitter, I want to see if using my backhand differently, attacking, whatever it is going to make a difference, right? I'm going to prepare myself in a more select way for this one, and let's see how it goes, right? Okay, prepare for your opportunities, right, by thinking about what choices you will make when they arrive. So start fast forward. Hey, if I'm able to get to a semi-final of this national tournament that's coming up in 3 months, what am I going to do if I'm 4-2 down? What am I going to do if I'm 4-2 up? How am I going to serve it out? What am I going to do if on court I suddenly, have low blood sugar or something like that? And you start to think through those scenarios and you start to create solutions now already, even though you haven't faced it yet, right? And the way to think about that is just think about your car. You have a spare tire and a jack in the back in case of a flat tire. Whether you've had a flat tire before or not, right? So the best tennis players think about that stuff. They think, hey, what are some of the potential pitfalls that I can have? Nerves, hot, tired, etc., bee sting, and how can I endure, survive, get through those, and still get the result that I want, right? So at the end of the day, you're preparing yourself for success. Okay, so when you get to the courts, when you get to your training environment, have that mindset of like, I'm doing this because I want to get ready to do well, not yet to socialize. I am going to socialize. Doesn't mean be antisocial, right? But the goal of me being here is not to spend 45 minutes chatting and playing cards with the other guy, right? The goal is to prepare myself to get the goals that are interesting for me, right? So very important, life tends to have a pretty good track record of not rewarding people who are unprepared, right? So don't think about being successful, right? Don't hope you're going to be successful. Get prepared to be successful, all right? So kind of an important one today. I liked it. Hopefully you guys took some good notes, and hopefully we'll see it on the practice court over the next week or so. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.